These are the 10 hard-hitting corporate reality checks that you should know. The first one, there are no labor laws in the country which support corporate employees. For example, if you go on the road and if you drive very fast, there is a possibility that you would get a ticket, right? The police would give you a challan. If you commit an accident, you are taken to the police station. The judicial system of our country supports any kind of issues that happen on the roads, that happens within the home as well. But in the corporate world, they just don't even enter. Now imagine if your client is sitting somewhere else in the world, US, UK, then they don't even fall under Indian judicial system. So what are the laws that are governing these kind of relationships? Absolutely nothing. You are at the mercy of your manager, your company, and at best, they would at least give you that consolation and kind of support through some words, but they wouldn't take any actions if it impacts their revenues. Please understand this. There are no labor laws supporting corporate employees. The second hard fact that you should know is Teams is a myth. Yes, you tell me one simple answer. Would you prioritize your personal growth or your company's growth? Take 2 seconds and answer it in the comments box. I would love to hear your answer. I would believe 99% of the people would say their personal growth. No questions about that. Let's not even debate about that point. In this scenario, when everybody is prioritizing their own personal goals, what is the definition of a team? It is just a setup. So that if there are 10 people working towards that common goal, that corporate should grow, then it might work in some scenarios when all of them are working for the same company. But if all the team members are not even from the same company, one is working from TCS, one is working from IBM, one is working from Infosys, and the client is somebody, then what is the definition of team? You tell me. Everybody has their own priorities. Please don't forget that. The third thing is about emergency fund. Let's be honest, you want to quit corporate world, if not today, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, 10 years from now. There is nobody that you love corporate world so much that you want to dedicate your entire life to these companies and be there forever. Now, the only question that stops you from doing it is, hey, what is the backup plan? You need to have a backup plan, whether it's a 6-month emergency fund, whether it's a 12-month emergency fund. Cut down on your spend and make sure you have enough money in your bank account so that if you are really annoyed, you can just quit and you can do whatever you want to do. And you at least have that 6-month buffer. Emergency fund is the only way which will give you that peace of mind. If you don't have it, don't even think about peace of mind. Number 4 is upskilling. Yes, upskilling is super important because there are few jobs which are designed to pay high. If you are a software engineer working on a very niche skill, you are paid high. If you are an AI engineer, if you are working in the space of sustainability, if you are working in EV, if you are working in any of the upcoming trends, you are paid high by definition. If you are a civil, construction, mechanical, manufacturing, if you are in these kind of industries, the pay is not high. It has nothing to do with your personal performance. It has to do with the industry. When everybody is looking to quit their corporate rat race some or the other day, why not work in the field which will pay you more? Please don't combine passion with corporate world. They just don't go together for a long time. You might be passionate about your job today, you might be passionate about your company today, you might be passionate about what you do, but it will come to an end sooner rather than later. So please upskill and be in those jobs which will give you that higher salary. Number 5, prioritize communication. In the corporate world, there is nothing called as over communication. You have to make sure that you keep your manager in the loop, their manager in the loop, your peers in the loop, your colleagues, your clients, every single person should be in the loop all the time. Somebody might come to you and say, how many times should I repeat this fact? Should I say this 100 times to you? Let them talk about it for 100 times. It doesn't really matter. You have to say 100 times. You have probably listened to it 100 times. That is the world in which we are living. There are absolutely no rules. You have to make sure that you are a good communicator and everything else is secondary. Your core skill, if you want to grow in the corporate world, should be communication. Please make sure you are improving on it. I'm giving you a link to one of the videos which I made on how you can improve your communications. Please do prioritize it and see if there are any things that you can implement from this video directly from tomorrow itself. Number 6, learn to identify bad behavior. bad behavior from the clients, from the colleagues, from managers, whoever it is. You need to learn how to identify bad behavior. Number one, if somebody is telling you that you are not doing good, but if they are not telling you how to improve, then that is bad feedback. You should not be taking feedback at all if somebody is not telling you how to improve. No questions asked. If somebody is talking about their own personal problem, saying that, hey, why didn't you come on time? I have wasted 100 hours of my time. Why didn't you do this? How many times should I say this? Please don't get into these things. This is called as bad behavior. I spent close to 8 years at McKinsey, and the only thing I really can emphasize is that in McKinsey and Company and majority of the other consulting companies, the behavior is absolutely professional. Nobody crosses these personal boundaries. They speak about work, they give you positive feedback, and then they move out. As simple as that. It is important for you to learn, observe in your early stages of your career what is bad behavior according to you and how you can avoid these people. Number 7 is please build that side hustle. You are not working in a government job. If you are not interested, you should be in a position to quit. But what do you do after? What do you do if you want to move out from the corporate world? If you are interested in cooking, go cook, make something and sell it. If you are interested in teaching, go ahead and teach to people. If you are interested in creating YouTube videos, just upload. At the starting few months, you will absolutely be bad about it. And you have to spend that first few years in making that additional effort. But end of the day, you will succeed. When I left my corporate job and when I moved into entrepreneurship, the first 2 years were real struggle. I had a lot of credentials on paper, but still the first 2 years were real struggle. You might have to struggle for 3 years, somebody else might have to struggle only for 6 months. We all have our paths, and the path to that beginning and the path to the end of the corporate world is through side hustle. That side hustle might be very small for you today. It might not fetch you anything, but that is the only real factor which has that compounding benefit. Corporate jobs, corporate salaries don't have that compounding benefit. Number 8. Switching is always better than staying back in the company if you are not paid as per the market standards. Number 2, if you are not learning enough on the job. And number 3, if you are not satisfied with the people around you. If you are taking on that pressure, unnecessary pressure, it is better to take time off and go ahead and search for that other job. It is fine in certain extreme situations. It is absolutely fine for you to take that break. Nothing is more important than our mental fitness. Number 9 is an extension of number 8, that is personal well-being. Our parents, our elder generations never had to worry about mental fitness, never had to worry about physical fitness because the air quality was good, the food they were eating was really good. But now we don't have those luxuries. It is upon us to make sure that we are valuing our own physical fitness, our own mental fitness, and whatever needs to be done, we have to do. One of the primary things that you have to do is at work is make sure that you are drawing boundaries, very clear boundaries. If you have to log out at 1 p.m., log out at 1 p.m. If you are working till late night, you have to then make sure that you are at least taking that 12-13 hours off from work. Well, I agree, there might be a few days where you might have to work extra hard, but that cannot be the norm because that will impact your mental health and physical health. If you are a 20-year-old, 22-year-old, 24-year-old just starting your career, trust me, nothing will happen right now, but 5 years from now, you will develop that back pain. So please make sure that you are not even getting into those scenarios and get that gym membership, whatever it might be. Next one, you need to understand that your teammates are not dumb. If you are a manager, please understand that karma is and you need to make sure that you understand if you are giving it to somebody, you will be on the receiving end sooner rather than later. Clients, individuals working in the services industry, everybody will lose their job, somebody or the other in the current market situation. And who do you reach out to? You will reach out to your network and people will refer you if you were good to them in the past. As simple as that. You would never know whether somebody could help you in the future versus not. So please make sure you are good with every single person as much as possible. And finally, the most important point, realize that in the corporate world, it is always about profits and it is never about people. So if you have to prioritize something, you have to make sure that you prioritize your personal well-being, your career growth, and make sure that you take decisions accordingly. If you get into the trap of, hey, my company will do A, B, C, D, E things for me, and I will take the decisions of supporting the company right now, then it might not be in your best interests. Just remember that. Please do share it with your friends and colleagues and others so that it would reach out to the right people if they can take a decision. If they understand that, hey, they might be getting impacted, there are a lot of others as well who might be impacted the same way. Thank you. See you again in the next one. Bye bye.